Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here, and today's video is on Darth Bane, Rule of Two by Drew Karpyshyn. This book takes place in 1000 BBY and is the same year as Darkness Shared, a short story from my previous Star Wars video. Normally I like to give the price of a book that I find. As I said in part 1 with Darth Bane, Path of Destruction, I purchased an ebook set of all 3 Darth Bane books for $19. Prologue. Darovit, one of Reyne's cousins, had betrayed the Jedi and joined the Brotherhood. Darovit survived the thought bomb and he does not understand why. The other cousin had died during the thought bomb. Darovit went back into the tunnel to find answers, touching an orb which contained all the souls of the Sith and Jedi who had been in the tunnel cavern. Touching it for the brief seconds he did had him rolling on the floor mad as he realized that all the Sith and Jedi were alive and suffering in the orb. Chapter 1. Bane taught Zana her first lesson in drawing on the dark side of the Force while they were marching through the forest to the Sith camp. Bane has confirmed his beliefs that he chose the correct apprentice, especially when she asked what happened to the rest of the Sith. When Bane said he had killed them, Zana concluded they must have been weak and had it coming. Chapter 2. Farfalla was sending rescue teams of non-Force sensitive people back to the planet of Ruusan to check for survivors. Johan, Hoth's Padawan, wanted to join one of the rescue teams. Farfalla said no, explaining that none of the Jedi were going in case the thought bomb had lingering effects or aftershocks that could injure or kill Jedi. Johan ignored this order, using the Force to persuade one of the rescue teams to let him join them to the surface. He is joining a rescue team with Ertana, a Republic soldier, and Borden, a Ruusan farmer, and his 2 sons. Chapter 3. Bane and Zana went to the Sith camp. Before arriving, Bane felt the presence of 8 mercenaries hired by the Brotherhood looting the camp. Bane killed 6 of them, letting the other 2 get away to begin spreading the rumors that there is still a Sith alive. Bane is bringing Zana to the thought bomb to show and explain to her what happened to all the Sith. Chapter 4. Darovit was still in the tunnels when Bane and Zana arrived to the thought bomb. Darovit challenged Bane when Zana said she was no longer called Reyne. Before Bane even drew his lightsaber, Zana used the Force, exploding Darovit's hand. She used Bane's teaching when dealing with the mercenaries, saying there was no need to kill the boy. Bane accepted her cunning, and they left Darovit lying on the ground in the chamber as they headed back towards the surface. Chapter 5. Johan and the transport ship found the 2 mercenaries fleeing the Sith camp. Johan got out and waited for another ship to pick them up. The mercenaries told Johan about their encounter with Bane at the Sith camp. Farfalla wanted to speak with Johan. Bane and Zana arrived back at the Valsin, Bane's ship. Bane told Zana she will have to find her own way off Ruusan and meet him at Onderon in 10 days. This will give Bane time to find Nod's tomb on Duxon before meeting with Zana again. She became enraged, which only made Bane happier. Chapter 6. Farfalla and Johan have concluded that the mercenaries were lying about their encounter at the Sith camp to try and get a shorter prison sentence. Farfalla has taken Johan on as his apprentice. They will both go to Coruscant to meet with Chancellor Valorum. This Valorum was an ancestor of Chancellor Valorum we see in The Phantom Menace. Zana was picked up by Ertana and Borden. They fed her. Then Zana killed Borden and his older son. She entered the cockpit holding Ertana and the younger son hostage. Zana made Ertana plot a course for Onderon. Then Zana killed both Ertana and Borden's younger son. All 4 in the crew were killed. Zana has now killed 6 people during her first day as a Sith. Chapter 7. Bane arrived on Duxon. He crash-landed the Valsin, but survived, injured but not life-threatening. On his way to Frieden Nod's tomb, Bane fought a large feline creature. Once in the tomb, he found a holocron and escaped a large amount of parasitic crustaceans latched onto the ceiling above the holocron. When he picked up the holocron, they all fell towards him. Only 2 latched on. Bane was able to escape out the way he came in with the holocron. Chapter 8. Farfalla and Johan met with Valorum to discuss the future of the Jedi Order. There is going to be a vote in the Senate which will disband the Army of Light, as it was a reaction to the Brotherhood of Darkness. With the Brotherhood gone, there is no need for the Army of Light. The Jedi Order will also have to answer to the Senate's Judicial Department, showing the people that the Jedi cannot do whatever they want. It also puts the Jedi out of fighting mode and back into being protectors of the peace. The crustacean creatures that had latched onto Bane had the name Orbalisk. They were not parasites, but symbiotic. If Bane could endure the pain of them being latched to him, they would feed him with dark side power and immense healing ability. The Orbalisks would grow over time, encasing Bane in a protective shell that would deflect lightsabers. He began studying the holocron. Bane left the moon of Duxin on a flying creature called a Drexel. He controlled the Drexel's mind and used it to cross from the atmosphere of Duxin to the atmosphere of Onderon, which were close enough that some flying creatures have migrated from one planet to the other in the past. Frida Nod was the apprentice of Naga Sato, who lived for 600 years before being killed by Nod. The knowledge to live this long is somewhere deep in the holocron. Bane thinks it could take many months of studying the holocron before that information is revealed to him. Chapter 9. Zana arrived on Onderon. As she was leaving her ship, she was surrounded by a clan of beast riders. As this was happening, Bane flew overhead on his own Drexel. The clan engaged Bane in an aerial battle. Bane killed all 12 members of the clan. Johan has been assigned as a guard to Chancellor Valorum by Farfalla. Johan was also given the rank of Jedi Knight. Darovit was saved by the same creatures that had originally saved Rain. He replayed the moment in his mind when his cousin took his hand from him, realizing she had saved his life from the Sith standing beside her. Chapter 10. 10 years later. In the last 10 years, Bane and Zana have made their camp on Ambria. Bane does not leave the camp very often, as the Orbalisks have covered his entire body except for his head, feet, and hands. Zana is on Sereno, in the capital city, Karania. She is meeting with her lover and revolutionary, Keledadan. Bane has attempted to construct his own holocron 4 times, failing each time, but he has gotten closer to successful completion with each attempt. Chapter 11. Zana and Kel met with others in the Anti-Republic Liberation Front, the revolutionary group Kel is in. Pak was at the door and let Zana in, but showed his disagreement with the decision. Hetton is the leader of the group. He does not appear to be at this meeting. It seems Kel is in charge of this mission. Zana has convinced Kel and the ARLF to attempt to kidnap former Chancellor Valorum when he arrives on Sereno to meet with the heads of the powerful families on the planet. Zana returned to the camp on Ambria, finding it destroyed by Bane's rage after his latest failure. She planted a seed of doubt in Bane's mind about the helpfulness of the Orbalisks to his power. She is to return to Sereno to gather more supplies. Chapter 12. Johan accompanied Valorum to Sereno. They landed at a private spaceport of one of the families they were going to meet, Nalju. They were met by Kel and the ARLF. The New Dawn, the ship Valorum and Johan arrived on, was blown up, and Johan began engaging the group. The ARLF hesitated when they saw Johan ignite his lightsaber, as they were not expecting to face a Jedi. Johan killed 2 of the ARLF with relative ease. Although they were well-trained fighters, they did not coordinate their attacks. One began to retreat and was killed by Kel. The final 2 retreated after seeing Kel kill their ally. Johan realized Kel was a better fighter than he was and dragged him off the bridge and down to the ocean 50 feet below. Johan gave himself over to the Force, sacrificing himself for the Chancellor. The Force saved him from the fall. Kel was not so fortunate. Johan climbed back up the bridge to the Chancellor, who thanked him for saving his life, offering anything Johan wanted in return. Johan only requested Valorum hire himself a security detail. Chapter 13. Zana was picked up by Pak and Sidra to have a chat with Hetton, their leader and highly ranked in one of the noble houses on Sereno. Zana killed Sidra using Sith sorcery, something Bane realized Zana had large potential in, but he had not learned it yet. She then killed Pak by directing a bullet from his weapon back to his head. Hetton bowed in front of her, saying he had been waiting for someone like her to enter his life. Chapter 14. Valorum has asked for a memorial to be put up on Ruusan for Hoth and the other Jedi who sacrificed their lives. Johan would oversee the construction. Farfalla said the Jedi Council does not agree, but they will not stop Johan. It is up to the Senate to approve the funds. Hetton has asked to be Zana's apprentice, offering her a path to Tython, a planet thought to be lost with no one knowing how to get there. She revealed Bane to Hetton, and Hetton revealed 8 Sith assassins trained at the Sith Academy on Umbara. Zana, Hetton, and the assassins are going to depart to kill Bane. Zana does not know who will win this fight, but she is interested to test it. Chapter 15. Zana watched as Bane killed the 8 Sith assassins and Hetton. Bane nearly killed Zana in combat before she was able to reveal that the ambush was a ploy to gain Hetton's trust, in turn for gaining access to vital information on forming a Sith holocron. Bane then approved of what Zana had done. Chapter 16. Ruusan's atmosphere has become colder since the thought bomb wiped out many of the trees on the planet. Darovit has become a healing hermit. When he heard the Jedi had returned to build a monument for those lost, he vandalized their machinery, delaying the process. Darovit is convinced that wherever the Jedi go, trouble follows. Bane is going to travel to Tython on his own. Bane also worries that the Orbalisks give him raw power, but take away other things like cutting and focus. Zana is going to the Jedi archives on Coruscant to find any information on the Orbalisks and see if it is possible to remove them from the body. Chapter 17. Johan has found Darovit. He chased him through the forest back to his hut. There Darovit told him about Darth Bane surviving and escaping Ruusan. Johan has convinced Darovit to come to Coruscant to tell the Jedi Council what he saw 10 years ago in an effort to stop another war. Zana arrived on Coruscant. She is shielding herself through the dark side while also portraying some light side energy to make her seem like a Jedi Padawan, Nalia Adulu. She met with Master Bara, the head of the Jedi Archive, and was given access to the general collection in the library. Chapter 18. Bane has arrived on Tython and to Belia Darzu's fortress. He destroyed the automated defense system that was still running. Once inside, he found the place deserted until he arrived to the room with her holocron. What was left of her Techno-Beast army was inside the room. However, since it had been a couple hundred years of degrading the army, could not harm Bane, especially with the Orbalisks. The Orbalisks not only protected Bane from any flailing limbs, but also from the techno-virus Bane occasionally inhaled. The Orbalisks would send a chemical through his bloodstream to kill off the virus. After about an hour, the room was cleared of the Techno-Beast army, and Bane was able to acquire the holocron. Chapter 19. Johan and Darovit arrived on Coruscant. Johan went to meet with Farfalla and tell him about Darovit. Darovit went to the archives to learn about the healing ways of the Jedi. Zana found and copied information on how to remove Orbalisks from a host without killing the host. Darovit found Zana in the archives and realized his allegiance had changed from helping the Jedi find the Sith to helping his childhood friend, a current Sith, escape the Jedi. Zana found a hyperspace route to Tython and left with Darovit to warn Bane that the Jedi knew of their existence. Chapter 20. Johan and Farfalla could not find Darovit, as he had already left with Zana. However, they did find the terminal still logged in researching Tython. Farfalla knows the Jedi Council will not help in this new mission, so he has sent Johan to recruit 2 Jedi who served on Ruusan to help them eliminate the Sith. It will be Johan, Farfalla, Raskta, and Warer making the journey to Tython. Darovit planted some doubt in Zana's mind of her true ability to be a Sith. She told Darovit that he will have to learn how to heal Bane from the parasites before they arrive on Tython, or Bane will kill Darovit. Bane found the missing piece of information on how to construct a Sith holocron. As he was leaving the fortress, Zana's ship landed next to his. She explained what happened on Coruscant and that Darovit could get the Orbalisks off. As they were speaking, a ship with Jedi came into orbit. Zana, Bane, and Darovit ran into the fortress. Chapter 21. The ship arrived at Tython. Raskta is an excellent fighter, only focusing on her training on the fighting arts. Her former apprentice during the war on Ruusan, now a Jedi Knight, Saro, has also joined the mission. Saro also only trained in combat like Raskta. Warer is a Jedi healer. He does not even carry a lightsaber. A group of 5 Jedi have come to take on the remaining Sith at the fortress on Tython. Saro and Johan fought Zana, while Farfalla and Raskta fought Bane. Farfalla called for help in fighting Bane. Saro sent Johan as Johan Morov got in Saro's way while fighting Zana. Zana killed Saro after Warrior's battle meditation was disrupted. Zana then killed Raskta while the Jedi were fighting Bane. Bane killed Farfalla, then attacked Warrior, killing him. Bane turned to Force Lightning Johan, but as Warrior was dying, he sent a shield around Bane, causing the lightning to bounce off the shield and hit Bane. Zana killed Johan and looked to her master lying on the ground, charred from the lightning. Chapter 22. Some of the Orbalisks had died, sending their toxins into Bane's bloodstream. Zana knew at some point she would kill Bane and be the leader of the Sith, but she had not learned all he had to teach, so she was bringing him back to Ambria and the healer Caleb. Caleb has not been convinced to help Bane through physical or mental means. The only thing he cared about last time was his daughter, who has left Ambria and changed her name so there's no way Zana can threaten her. Chapter 23. Caleb agreed to heal Bane only if their ship was disabled, and a message was sent to the Jedi alerting them of their position. Caleb said it would likely be weeks before Bane would have enough energy to leave a bed anyway. The Orbalisks had to be removed to save Bane's life. Bane woke up on the floor of Caleb's hut, but quickly fell back asleep after speaking a couple of words used his energy. The next time Bane awoke, he told Zana to kill him and take the title of Sith Master, but did not want to die after spending time in a Jedi jail. Chapter 24. Zana killed Caleb, chopping him up outside the hut. She gave Darovit Farfalla's lightsaber, and in his madness he charged at the Jedi when they arrived. The Jedi easily killed Darovit. Assuming he hadn't fully healed, they took him as the Sith Lord. They hadn't noticed the cellar door under the bed mat, so they never found Zana and her unconscious master hiding underneath the floor. Yet again, the Jedi believe the Sith are no more. Epilogue. Once Bane had healed, Zana explained how she tricked the Jedi into thinking they had killed the last remaining Sith Lord on Ambria. She has also fixed the ship so they can take off. That's the end of Darth Bane Rule of Two. Another story that I really enjoyed, and this one, I was pretty upset when all the Jedi died, I'm not gonna lie. I was getting to like characters like Farfalla and Johan, so book did really well if it made me sad to lose some characters. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If there's anything you want to let me know, please let me know down in the comments below.